Tara, I'm messaging you over Facebook. Is that okay? Questions?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Thank you for tuning into our stream.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome
Hello.
to Ladies Gentledice. I'm sorry, I forgot I was hosting.
That's okay. No, we're good. We're all good. We're just winging it.
Yeah,
Here we go.
This is our
first time for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hello and welcome to Ladies and Gentledice. I am Tara, and I will be your host for this evening. And welcome to Cocktail Hour, where we played a game, and we just want to talk about it. There's a few questions that I kind of wanted us to answer, and maybe if there's questions from chat, we will answer them that way. So tonight we have me, obviously, Tara, and then we have our DM, Halo, and then you have Rox, who plays Fionn, and then you have Chris. I realize that we're all not on the same spot as we are on Twitch.
Yeah, no, we're
okay, so wait. I can see Twitch. Okay, so we have Rox over here.
Oh, okay.
And then Halo is down here. And then Chris is down here.
Yeah, sorry, I had to, when I was putting together the
It's fine.
Twitch,
It's fine.
It's
fine.
You know.
And then Trash Blush Rage is in chat, so have fun interacting with them. Teebs, we love you.
Yeah. Also, real quick, which characters do you guys play again? I can't remember.
Oh, I play the half-orc Zenril.
Yes, I play the tiefling, Fionn Shepherd.
Play the lizard folk, Keithan.
I love Keithan so much.
And then Teebs, Trash Bless Rage, plays Gnarl. Plays Gnarl, the twin orc to our resident rogue, Zenril. We love them all.
The other Zenril.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that when I was going back and watching / listening to the episode, is that it made me chuckle so many times, like how just kept swapping us. I'd always get called Gnarl, and it made me laugh.
Hey,
It's funny because you guys look nothing alike. Like, it's not like we would actually mix you two up, but somehow because our imaginations are so powerful.
I do want to ask.
The coloring is somewhat similar.
A question from me to Keithan.
Yes.
Or to Chris / Keithan. Is that a character choice? To mix up Gnarl and Zenril? Was that a character choice, or was that a human error?
First time it was by accident, and then it just kind of was a character choice.
Okay. I'm into
just
it.
roll with it. Why not?
And
I'm really terrible with names in general, so why can't my character be?
Well, and it wasn't even just you though, like it was also DM / NPCs that would mix us up, which made me chuckle quite a bit as well. I think the only person that didn't mix us up was Fionn.
I think
Fionn just it made me laugh.
Fionn is, I think, canonically the wisest of your group, so that makes sense.
You don't know that. I could be wise.
Well, I mean, wisdom is a score.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think Fionn, if anything, Fionn and Keithan might have like a matching wisdom score, but I can't quite remember.
Now I'm curious what my wisdom.
Okay, Keithan. Okay, I see
I'm
you.
fancy.
I see you. I see you, lizard.
It's probably not good. Okay, so I guess, I do have a question for Keithan. I still haven't figured out what class is Keithan. I couldn't figure it out, and and like the spell choices you use to be used for other. I was curious. You don't have to tell me. If it comes out in gameplay, awesome. If you want to leave it for gameplay, awesome. But I was confused. I wasn't sure.
I cheated. I looked it up on D&D Beyond.
How could you?
Don't kick me out of the game, please.
You're not kicked out of the
You're
game.
fired.
There's just, a penalty that we'll talk about later.
If you meant for it to come out in gameplay, awesome. But I was.
I will say Keithan is a magic user, which has already been established.
That I got.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just my one question. Now that we have a couple. All right. My questions. What was everyone's first impressions of each other's characters?
You mean 1 moment?
And DM, yours as well. Even though I know you have a obviously backstory from all of us, what was your first impression of like the way we played our characters?
Okay. Well, first, since this seems a player-centric question, I'll let you guys answer first.
Okay, so you guys first. Since I thought of the question.
Yeah, well, certainly with Zenral and Gnarl, like, you had clearly established a relationship ahead of time. Like, you had done the work to be comfortable with each other and each other's characters. So the twin dynamic was good right off the bat, and that was pretty cool. So that was my first impression, was just how you interacted with each other. And then Keithan, it was just like your description of Keithan was just like, what? Aqua with magenta? Like, I was just trying to put it together like this wonderful tropical bird lizard in my brain. So it was mostly just me, trying to just like imagine this spectacular looking creature. And then I realized you were probably talking and I should listen to you. But I love Keithan's design. So cool.
Oh, I cannot wait for people to see the character art because it's just so good.
Speaking of which, our character art, while we have character art, we've paid a wonderful artist that hopefully Trash Blush Rage will post a link to in the chat because I don't have my phone out right now. But we paid a wonderful artist to do some wonderful art for all of our characters, and we will not be posting them this week. Next week. We will be posting them the week after. So keep an eye on our Twitter. And we will be posting character art, and it's so good, and I really love the character art. Anyway, talk more about your characters. I love them.
All right, Keithan, Keithan. I might just start calling you guys by your character. Keithan, what'd you think of the party?
Fion's character description, I was like in awe about. I was like, oh my god, this like individual sounds so amazing right now for like the description, and I was like immediately intrigued.
That's awesome. We were like doing that with each other's characters.
Pretty much. I was like, oh, they sound so fancy. I'm so into this. With Gnarl and Zenral, I thought I was intrigued about the color orange, that both of you decided to be orange orcs. I was like, oh, an orange orc? Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought your guys' like dynamics were definitely interesting, and the different personalities, and that kind of like just siblingness that you get.
Yeah.
I actually really admire that, and I love seeing like sibling interactions so much, because like I'm used to just sisters like bickering and this and that like from my family, so it's nice to have that in game as well.
A little slice of home.
To like both different characters and like have your different personalities, which I enjoy. But it was just, I love seeing the sibling bickerment like so much.
I can't wait for more to come out in gameplay. Yeah, siblings.
That and like Zenral's and like Keithan have like some similar thoughts that I've seen like some bridging to, and I love that so much. I was like, oh, okay, this is someone that like might think a little bit like along the same lines. And Gnarl's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, can I punch something? Or hey, you look good. And it's fun. I appreciate it.
So like that was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, or session, was like Keithan was totally down to sleep in a dead person's house with me, because I'm like, why would I want to pay for a room? I don't have money, but there's a dead person's house like 40 feet that way. Let's go sleep there.
That was also something that I really loved. is just how chaotic Keithan seems to be, but just secretly.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah,
Oh.
Keithan has some layers happening, like really interesting responses to things, like out
Yeah.
of left field, like but like subtle moments where I was just like, Chris, I see you're doing something here. I just don't know what it is.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh no, I forgot I was wearing makeup.
Same. Oh no, don't rub
Just
your
like
face.
touched my face.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's my turn.
It is.
Obviously, I know my twin. We like wrote our characters together. So nothing there really surprised me. Although what did kind of surprise me a little bit was like how fast Trash Wolf Rage Tibbs
Teebs?
how Teebs?
Teeb-
Is that how we're
Teeb-
going?
Well,
Yeah.
TBR. And
Yeah.
so I just started saying Teeb or Teebs.
Teebs? Yeah.
Just TBR.
Well, either way, like I was surprised at how fast we like clicked. Because let's be honest, I don't know any of you.
Right.
I
you're
live
one
on
who
the
didn't-
complete opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
I don't know any of you, but like Teebs and I like just clicked, and like we were on the same wavelength on like our characters and what our characters wanted for our siblings, and just like, and then in gameplay like things just kind of like came out, and I was like, this is so natural. And
Mhm.
that was just one thing that surprised me a little bit, I guess, in gameplay. Now,
Yeah,
Fionn.
I was like,
Uh-oh.
I was stunned when I realized that you,
Yeah.
Tara, didn't know anybody here. Like,
No,
you clicked
no.
with the whole group so quickly
Yeah,
and like
I
organically, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
you don't? I knew I didn't know you before, but I was like, oh, this
No.
this is great. This is gonna work out. I can tell.
yeah, like I'm very happy with the group. I'm so excited. Okay, and then Fionn, I was also in awe of your character description. I thought, wow, I have never seen a tiefling with auburn hair, for one. And then the way that you described the braids being like wrapped around the horns, and then I saw the character art, and I was like, oh my god. And the fact that you're the only one out of all of us that has an accent, and you're doing a beautiful job. I love it. I love it so
You were
much.
doing a wonderful
I'm-
job with your accent. I
Yes.
absolutely love it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And I'm very excited to get to know Fionn more, because obviously, like, we barely know anything about each other.
Mhm.
I think you guys know the most about Gnarl and I, just because we are family. That's it. But
Mhm.
we essentially don't know a whole lot about anybody. So I'm very excited to find out more information about like his home life and like what their personalities are outside of a disaster and fighting a giant tiger. And then punching an old lady in the face.
And punching an old lady in the face.
That
This
said
just
a lot
in.
about Gnarl's character. Like, that was definitely a moment where I was like, you're that kind of half-orc.
Yeah.
I see.
And I'm there to back up Gnarl. So
Sorry if I seem a little distracted. I am working on. I realize that we should all probably have like little nameplates with our character names at the very
you're
least.
good.
So
We're chit-chatting.
I'm currently making those. But has
you
everybody already
fancy.
talked about their impressions of the other characters?
One more.
Okay.
More.
Okay.
Keithan, we are going to be best friends. I just know it. Like we've already said, like we have clicked on some level, and I love Keithan. I think Keithan and Zenril are going to be like best buds, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are already sleeping dead people home friends. So
Yeah.
What more do you need?
it was,
Seriously.
I can just imagine the cutest, most morbid sleepover between the two of you.
I'm game. Even if there's ghosts, like, let's do it.
Yes, please.
Ooh,
Okay.
Spooky episode? Spooky episode?
Spooky episode.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That would-
okay.
Yeah.
That would
Let's
be
not
a
get ahead of
DM
ourselves.
thing.
I've got
Sorry.
a campaign to run. I've got a campaign to plan out.
Okay, and then I guess Halo.
Oh, yeah, no.
I guess
no,
the
that's not
question
what
to you.
No pressure.
Okay, yeah. Working with your guys' backstories and your characters were it was a lot of fun. And so, I, first of all, want to talk about Keithan's fun character design. Because I absolutely love that you are a bright blue lizard with purple, and I'm just saying, if 12-year-old me, no, if 8-year-old me had put together a lizard, it would be Keithan, and I love it. Except their name will be Jewel.
Their name means gem.
Good lizard.
No,
name.
God damn it.
What? Really? Wait.
Yeah, for the lizard folk going through like character names, it had like, oh, like here are some names, and like in parentheses the name, like the meaning of their name, and Keithan, according to D&D, just means gem, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect play. So,
yeah, it is the perfect play. God damn it. Okay. So Keithan was really fun. So Keithan, you were the newest comer to our campaign. Initially, for those of you watching, we were going to have a very different game. Actually, we recorded our first episode with a completely different DM. I'm sorry. Cocktail hour. Part of cocktail hour is some of us might be drinking, including me. And we had a completely different DM. I was a player, and we had a different player that wasn't Chris. And eventually the DM she didn't have it in her schedule to run our game, which happens. Life happens.
We still love you.
Totally.
Yes, we still love you so much. And kind of the same thing happened with the other players. So we invited Keithan in, and she agreed. And I decided that I had an old campaign idea before. So I decided to try it out with these characters, and it was great. And that was the first episode you saw. Anyway, where I was going with that is I had already played a game with Fionn, Zeneril, and Gnarl.
Right.
But this was my first time hearing about Keith or playing with Keithan or learning anything about it, and I just thought that I thought it was a very fresh idea, just the way Keithan approach your character. It was really cool. I really liked it. And with Zeneril and Gnarl, I was actually blown the fuck away. Like, I learned maybe a week before game that Zeneril had just met all of us. So, I was just blown away by how organic their partnership was fucking immediately.
I love you, Teebs.
It was really, really cool. It was amazing to watch as a DM. Like, honestly, one of my favorite things, just at heart, I am a person that loves character development, character interaction, and that's why I kind of prefer to be a player. But something that I have found, I have DM before, but nothing to this extent, but something that I have found through this game is how much I fucking love watching these people play their characters. It's lovely. And it's especially Fionn, I gotta say, I love everybody, but building the campaign story for your character was my favorite.
Okay.
So, like,
we had fun.
That's a bit of insider info.
Our late night conversations about your backstory and how it relates to the campaign those were my favorite. And
oh my gosh, yeah, that was really fun.
So that's like, I love all your characters. That's not necessarily the question, which was what was your first impression of all the characters, but I just wanted to spend some time just complimenting all of you.
I think you have a different perspective than we do. You know all of our backstory. So like your first impression, I would assume, would be boom, our backstory. And then the way
that's part
we
of your
potentially
first...
play our characters is, you know, a little different. And then you get to like watch that blossom.
Exactly.
Like I said, from your point of view. Only we know our backstory so far, you know? So it's just...
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys to talk.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
also,
man. I know. I love the process of that. Like, that's always so much fun. Just like revealing like bits and pieces as we go.
exactly.
Mwah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I love it.
Also,
Okay.
want to say, working with Teebs, and as Gnarl. Gnarl is a really fun character, and I want to say, Gnarl is one of the characters I'm most excited to see develop. I would, yeah, we've got somewhat of a story. We've got some specific character beats planned, and I'm really excited to see them unfold in the future. That's what I want to say about that.
Yeah, it was interesting that we had like essentially the equivalent of like a really long session 0 when we first like recorded our first sort of first go around. And so that was really useful because like I at least was able to tweak some things about my character that I didn't think were working. But then, so we all kind of had a sense of each other's characters, and then Chris was thrown in. Like, Keithan just came from nowhere. Like, I had no context, no idea, and that was so much fun.
It was so much fun. Yeah. And honestly, Keithan is a really welcome personality to our group dynamic. I just wish Constance could be there, who was my character in the original campaign.
Oh,
maybe we'll meet Constance on the road.
Yeah, it's possible you'll meet Constance later. You know, it's possible. It depends on where you guys go and how you guys get there.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping for it because
Constance
was really interesting. She was really interesting. I won't say any more spoilers. You know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything from the first game. The very first game.
And we might meet her too. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Future shop owner, perhaps.
But maybe.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, she'd fit pretty well in a shop owner.
Maybe I already have some fucking plans. Who knows?
That's true. That's true.
Maybe.
You are the DM.
Constance will be a surprise for me, no matter what. So.
Oh yeah, for you, for sure. She was very cute.
I made her to be that way.
Yeah, very cute. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
So in gameplay, Gnarl found a romance novel in Gretchen's room, which is Tam's mom, the butcher. Oh, off the top of my head.
Yeah, perfect.
I found a romance novel. What do you think the romance novel should be titled? Now, please I will remind you what was on the cover of this title. It was a dark male drow with silver hair that was blowing in the wind, who was holding a human female. Like, they were, like, embraced, and her heaving bosoms were something or other. But, yeah.
Yes.
What should the title of this romance novel be?
My immediate thought is like something about a silver fox.
Ooh, a silver
fox.
I don't know how old the drow is, but because they live so long, he's probably old.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what you do with like there's gotta be some kind of play on words there, or like that's where I'd start though.
So I will say the original. So that was not a plan. That novel was not planned to be there. That was
Tibbs.
That was
Forbidden Stories from the Underdark.
Ooh, I like it.
Who's Underdark?
Yeah. Exactly.
So that wasn't. It wasn't planned to be there. That was something I came up with on the fly. I'm a little proud of it. But the original.
Gnarl's very happy that you came up with it.
The initial, like the thought that was in my head when I came up with it was, or what it was inspired by was a joke that I have made many times. I might have even made it during the stream, but I can't quite remember. Was Pride and Prejudice and Heaving Bosoms.
Oh, you know what? I feel like you did, and it may have been cut out.
It's entirely possible that was what happened.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
But
A classic.
yes,
A classic.
what happened there was Pride and Prejudice. I watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies a long time ago, and just the costume design for that movie, it was just heaving bosoms fucking everywhere. So
well, you can't have a Victorian costume without the corset and the heaving boob.
You're
like,
right.
That's a thing.
You're right. It was just it might also have been a very pivotal bisexual awakening for me. was just was just noting the extent of or just the extent the heaving bosoms fucking distracted me that entire movie.
Respect. Yep.
All right, but we need some more names. Tibbs can't be the only one coming up with stuff in the chat.
I gotta do something with Silver Fox. Let me think about it for a second.
Silver Fox. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah.
So shitty with names.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Swept away.
Cause get it.
Taken to the Dark Shadows. I have no idea.
I could, yeah. I just,
Spooky,
I
like
wish I was better at this. My mother
ominous.
read so many romance back, like when I was growing up. No matter where I looked, I could find a really crappy romance novel, but all the titles were awful.
See, I remember the covers of all the romance novels I've seen.
Yeah, and it depends on what's on the topic, like the subject or whatever, like the main
it's
subject
like,
of the...
oh, take it away to like a cookout. Do you want like let me heat your oven or like let me heat your grill or something?
It
like,
sounds like you're reading Blaze novels there.
Taken by the
I came across
Underdark.
a lot of romance novels.
Yeah. I guess like if it has to do with brows, and it was a dark
Yeah, it was
and I do like the Silver Fox idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
I still
I haven't like developed that to the next level though. I'm working on it.
I still like the Dark Knight Rises because that is a euphemism. Because he's
yeah.
In case you weren't able to tell, that is
it's a dick joke.
Yeah. Hey guys, Link.
Is there something wrong? Do you have something in your eye?
No,
I'm just. You need to go wash that out. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. It's just it's a tick.
Are you okay?
Maybe it should be called Taken by the Underdark. Like I feel like this needs to be canon. It's so good.
Pretty damn good.
I think that should be the title of this book.
Respect.
That Gnarl is carrying around.
Okay. I could write that down. I also think,
I'm gonna have to write this down too and put it in my notes.
Also,
and then there can be like sequels too, like Lost in the Underdark and like Trapped in the Underdark.
I do like that. Yes, the Underdark series, and also the book that in our universe coined the phrase "bodice river."
That sounds like a great place.
Bodice river. That's a thing. That's like a genre, right? Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, Bodice Ripper?
Yeah, Bodice River. Like you're.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I heard river.
I heard river. Yeah, I heard like water.
I knew what you said. I got
Thank you.
I thought of just like a river of beautiful ladies, and it just sounds like a great place.
Oh, that does sound like a good place.
Yeah.
That's one of the layers, one of the heavens.
Right, I'm writing this down in the questions. Hold on. Taken by the Underdark, and then we're gonna call it the.
I just want
Underdark
series. I just have that like Chuck Tingle impulse to just end everything with like in the butt or like from behind.
Oh, Chuck. Oh,
I had to give
side
a shout out
note.
to Chuck Tingle.
Oh,
I had to
God,
give
I
a
love
shout out to
Chuck.
him.
God, Chuck, I love you. I love you so much. Okay, next
We stand.
question. Yeah, definitely stand for Chuck. Okay, next question. Were you, I guess this is a little bit of a question to the audience, but anyways, were you as shocked as we were when it was revealed that Laura was the tiger? I guess, how'd you guys feel about that? Super shocked, like I was, because I had no inkling.
This is
Not
a fun question
anything.
for me to hear
It is a
your
good question.
responses.
Yeah.
It was interesting because we had just seen her like kind of fly by, like passing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember making the note of it, like, ooh, we got like the DM like specifically mentions this person just like coming into the bar and like heading back out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think I wrote it down. Just I didn't know why. I just was like, this is probably I should write this down.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Chris?
I was surprised. Like I figured the monster was more so like a creature. I
Yeah.
was a little surprised that it was the doctor, and then of course the tie of how that came to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely say I was surprised. Keithan was prepared to go carve up the tiger, so
For furs?
yeah, furs, meat, whatnots, like they
Yeah.
were prepared for all of that, and then
Waste not,
they were
want not.
disappointed. Yeah,
That
they
is
were disappointed when it transformed.
yeah,
Didn't
that's
necessarily
so
change their
yeah.
view, but
Keithan
Yeah.
was like down to eat this tiger, but then it turned into a person.
and then they still
Yeah.
thought about going to that person, but then they kind of read the room just a little.
Yeah, read the room.
So
Oh my
they're
God.
like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
not.
They passed their passive insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the scene, like you can see me like flailing because Fionn was like right there, like, and I'm like what do they smell human? Is this still like, or like do they smell like a tiger still? Like, I was just like totally flailing as the DM was describing it. Like you can watch me sort of semi-panic when you.
Well, my
are watching the
hand
episode.
was inside this tiger's chest.
Yeah, you mean this person's chest.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
At the time, it was a tiger, but then, like, it died, and my hand was, yeah. So,
You did a great job of butchering the tiger /
Yeah.
person. So
Yeah, you did.
No
You
prob-
did a great job
I-
just making it as bloody and gruesome as possible. for
thought
everybody.
about
Yeah.
ripping out the heart, but I was like, it's in a tiger. I'm not really sure where the heart is located. Because I'm not familiar with tigers, so I'll just open the rib cage and swirl around a little bit. But then you talked about the person transforming, and I was like, ooh, I did a number on those entrails.
I, one thing that was kind of fun for me was I had to stop you for a second because there was stuff y'all like I didn't realize this while we were recording, but when I watched the episode over again, I was like, no, you guys, no, stop trying to butcher the tiger. There's something happening.
We gotta make it dead, and it's gonna be real dead. There will be no resurrection for this thing.
Like I could already see like Keithan being like pelt in her
Well,
eyes.
you
I
sensed
had
the
gone
bloodlust
back-
all of a sudden.
When I was watching it, someone in the comments, I can't remember who the user was, but someone in the comments was like, flay that thing and take the furs and sell it. And then, like, after the transformation had happened, that person went, oh, plot twist.
I remember that.
In the chat. And I was like, yes.
I was,
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, you want to play it? Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Maybe I want the person skin. Put the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
I'm like,
Okay.
what would have like? Do you just end up with a human skin? Like, if you, or would it disappear if from your hand?
I think the transformation happened too fast. Like,
Right.
It takes a while. Oh, this is gonna sound terrible, but when I was in high school, I had to do an anatomy class where I dissected a pig, and they wanted us to move the skin away from the muscle. And that takes a minute to do that properly. So, taking my personal experience and thinking about this, like, it would take a minute to start, like, removing the pelt from the tiger.
Yeah.
I think the transformation would have happened too fast, and we would have had,
Yes.
like, loose skin up from the rib cage, and then went, oh shit, what'd we do?
Oh
You
my
know?
god, what just
Yeah.
happened? What did you do?
Yeah.
Can you-
Yeah.
Well, that's also why I was like, okay, when Keithan was talking about wanting to butcher the pig from
Mhm.
like the remaining pig, and I was like butchering an animal takes like all day, like half a day.
Yeah.
But it's like not
Yeah.
it's not like we could just do this in 15 minutes and then like have some bacon in it and then hit the road. I was like, we can play this through, guys, but like, whew, it's gonna be a minute.
I mean, you
I
could.
mean, I support the
hours
idea.
per morning. Yeah. It's
I
Yeah.
support the
a good
idea.
thing.
I just want to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
So, this first episode I've actually run before, not with this group. About a year ago, I wrote this episode for a different set of individuals. Just the group just kind of fell apart after one episode or after one session. So I was like, I'll just keep this in my back pocket for later, and I'm so glad I did. But
Honestly, I've run into a lot of DMs that have done that. They'll run the same game for different groups.
yeah,
And if it's a good episode, like a good session, why not?
Exactly. Especially like none of the people are overlapping or anything. So yeah, it's new to you guys. And if anything, like I had new ideas on how to improve it from the first time I ran it. Like for instance, initially the quest that brought you into the quest that brought the characters into the game was something stupid. It was like everybody just happened to be in town, and Sam, not Tam, Sam, the innkeeper's son, just wanted the guys to, or wanted the group to do some heavy lifting to Grandmother Otha's, and just during their stay, there were a bunch of tiger attacks. So on the one hand, it was a very flimsy adventure, or a very flimsy call to action, but on the other, it got them interacting with Laura real early. That's the only thing I kind of wish I had done better, was kind of pushed you guys toward Grandmother Otha's earlier, just so you could have met Laura, and I felt like that might have made the game a little bit better, but the way the story went itself was still really good.
You mean you don't like a bloody group? What?
It would have added a new dynamic if having everyone met Laura ahead of time and then later murdered Laura.
Yeah.
So it would have been interesting.
Oh, yeah. But you mean you don't like the idea of us going to his house on the night bloodied up and interrogating her and just romping around her house like we own the place?
I am a huge
We're awful
fan.
people.
No, it's fine. I am a huge fan of geriatric intimidation. Don't get me wrong.
She was rude. I did not like her.
Yeah,
well,
she was misguided. She had some misguided morals.
Well,
after watching that episode again, I had so many things I wanted to tell Grandmother Otha. Like, there was, you know how you go and have that argument with somebody, or rude interaction with somebody, and then you walk away, and that's all you can think about for the next 4 hours, and you think of 5 other things you wanted to say? Yeah, that was me.
Yes.
Watching the episode over again, I was like, oh, I should have gone down this road, and it maybe would have made her feel bad, and I should have just said this and this, and...
Actually, does that...
But either way, I like the way it turned out.
Wouldn't that bring us to our next question, specifically about... I hate to cut you off, but...
No.
We do...
Yeah,
have a
it
question.
does. It leads directly into that. So what was your opinion on the old woman?
Not that one.
Grandmother Otha. Yeah, wow, that was wrong. Do you think what she did was the right thing to do?
Ooh.
So,
coming from her angle.
While you guys are thinking about it, I do want to talk a little bit about Grandmother Otha. Because she yes, you guys had a very aggressive reaction to her that I wasn't really expecting. She definitely made morally gray decisions. I don't think they personally, I don't think they were outright bad, but she was definitely meant to be a person that was affected by ostracization.
Being ostracized.
Yes, she was a woman ostracized, and there was only one person that was ever kind to her.
Yeah.
And so how would that make you react if, you know, you knew why a bunch of people that ostracized you suddenly started dying?
Yeah. Like, so I can see her angle, like,
Yeah.
from the fact but I'm just one of those people that like both sides, and then I'll pick a side. But, like, she could have just gone about this so differently. I don't care that the carpenter was a drunk. You go back and yell at him that he did a shoddy job at fixing your stairs. You don't murder him. You get a free repair job because you're not happy with what they did.
Leave him a bad Yelp review.
Personally, I think murder is a great solution system, but, you know, that's just me.
Also, she went and murdered Gretchen, Tan's mom.
Yep.
When she's the only butcher in town. Did Grandmother Otha not, like, talk to Gretchen and say, hey, like, the meat you gave me was bad, what's going on? Gretchen could have been like, oh, a week ago I went and got this new feed to help get them better. Just eat some vegetables for a little bit and you'll be able to get your meat again. Like, why wasn't that a conversation that was had?
Well, the question is, why didn't Gretchen go and approach that with the townspeople? I mean,
that's true, but maybe she didn't. Maybe Gretchen didn't know it was bad at the time, and then it progressively got worse, and that's why she went, oh, I should go fix this, and then went and fixed it. But who knows? You know, like, Gretchen's murdered. We beat the ever-living shit out of this old grandmother. Like,
it's possible that Gretchen told most of the town, but because Grandmother Otha was not somebody that that really liked to talk to, that the townsfolk liked to talk to, she might have just not been in on that meeting, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, it was a level of escalation. It was a level of escalation that was like, whoa there. Like, okay. These are shitty things that happened to you. You had some shitty stuff done to you, for sure. But, like, maybe let's not take it all the way to, like, tiger ripping their throats out, you know?
And, like, again, listening to, like, the episode back, oh crap, what was her name? Sister Bethel.
Oh, Sister
had just shown up to town. Sister Bethel had just shown up, like, maybe a week ago or so? And Grandmother Otha was already pissed, and so Laura was like, I'll just offer. Like, she could be leaving. Or work a partnership out. See if Sister Bethel can come sit in your room and do real readings and give you a portion of the money, like renting this, you know, little space. Like, if they could have created a cool dynamic. Grandmother Otha was just a raggedy old lady and very upset. Jaded. I want to use the word jaded. Yeah. She was a jaded old lady who is pissed that people are not all that nice to her. But honestly, if she would have, but I guess we don't know her that well, she could have gone an extra step ahead to be nicer, you know, to the townspeople, and maybe in return they would have been nice. I don't know.
I mean, for how old the grandmother is, and if this is something that's obviously been her experiences, I doubt her being nicer to the town would have really done anything.
Yeah.
Well, she's a gnome, and I think gnomes live a while, so she could have been.
Yeah, she could have been centuries old, for all y'all know.
As far as,
or
Ethan's opinion, like, he understood a bit of Grandma Otho's, like, situation. Just like when you're in a tight-knit community and you're depending on each other, if someone starts failing at their job, like, the whole community suffers, and it seemed like she was just getting the brunt of that. And didn't seem shared across the board. Like, did you see that with the inn? No, there wasn't any issues with their meat, or everything seemed in good holding. But at the grandmother's house, that's where things are falling apart. And it
Oh,
so as far as
That's
like, that
Choosing
view,
the
a
worst.
good point.
That's a good point.
kind of
That's
how
a-
Keithlin saw it. It was like, I'm not a fan of the tiger. I'm not a fan of how this happened. And for
Yeah.
Sister Bethel, Keithlin hates Sister Bethel. So for like, for how it went about, yeah, maybe not the best way, but they understand, you know, Grandmother
Yeah.
Otha's struggles and issues, and
That's
community
a
means
very
lot,
valid
even in a
angle.
small thing. So
That's a very valid angle that Zenril didn't think about.
yeah,
Mhm.
why
That-
was the rest
she
of
was
the
maybe
town falling
getting
apart or poisoned? But
right.
it was just this old lady's house. It seemed like they're trying to wean her off. But
Yeah.
Hashtag
Maybe.
Morley Gray all
Wow.
around.
Wow, Keithan in with the
Yeah.
wisdom.
yeah,
Totally.
look, it came into play.
Yeah,
you
that
go.
was like an angle I didn't really think about. I just assumed everybody was affected and they were rationing things. We no,
Mhm.
but okay, I love that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think my go-to explanation would have been that there was better communication between the rest of the townspeople, and
Mhm.
nobody talked
Mhm.
to her. But
Entirely
I
possible.
see what you like, that she might have just been getting the short end of the stick with the town for a long time in a lot of different ways, and this just like snapped, made her
Mhm.
snap.
She finally
Yeah.
had the opportunity to take some revenge, and she took it.
Right. Right.
That's
I mean, like, I still don't, that to me that just still doesn't excuse it, and to Fionn it still doesn't excuse it, but it is also
Yeah.
there is a certain amount of like it's understandable on some level for sure.
And that's
Mhm.
that was
Clearly
what
in a lot of pain.
that was what I was kind of going for too. Was I wanted to create a character, or just kind of explore the difference between what is understandable or things that are understandable versus being excusable. There's a lot of things that in the world that are understandable but also inexcusable. So, and that was something that was kind of a theme that I was going for the episode, which I am glad was
Okay.
picked up on.
all right. So I
And
feel like we explored that.
yep. And I have a
that
couple
was-
more questions that I added while we
I
were
like
talking.
how Gnarl would have punched her
Oh, okay.
regardless.
Yeah. Thank you, Tibbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gnarl's a punchy kind of person. Gnarl likes their fists.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Since
I was gonna say I've got a couple. Maybe you have. Do you have those questions? Because I have the ones that have been sent to me.
I have written down some questions during the stream because
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have had some ideas of things that I wanted to ask you guys while I heard you talking. Specifically, is one moment. So we spoke about Grandmother Otha, and you know what happened with her, but not so much about how this or the person that made this come to pass, the person that facilitated what come to pass, which is Mr. B, we assume. Mr.
Yeah.
B is the traveling salesman that gave Grandmother Otha the
Artifact.
yeah, they gave Grandmother Otha the artifact that turned Laura into a tiger to go after these people. And so I want to ask, we have only heard mention of Mr. B, but what do you think of him? Who do you think? What kind of thing do you think he might be, or what kind of? You know,
I think he's a demon.
a demon.
Ooh.
Tall, dark, and handsome. He's got godly artifacts.
Ooh.
I think he's here to create chaos. And I think he might be like a demon-y, or maybe he's one of the gods that Zenril doesn't know about. But that's my opinion.
I don't need your opinion.
like I said- Yeah. Tall, dark, and handsome. I'm going with demon. The devil.
Mm, okay,
He's the devil.
that's an
Devil,
interesting.
Bobby.
That's an interesting take.
Well, Keithan was putting together some stuff about the deity that the idol was, and then like there was some religious knowledge there that was really interesting coming from Keithan. I don't know
Um,
if he has an opinion.
I'm
as
not sure whether or not it's like directly that deity's will, but definitely they're curious to find out more about this Mr. B, and definitely
Or like
seems
an acolyte.
hmm So definitely intrigued and wants to meet and or kill said individual and find out more information. So
meet and or
that's
kill.
kind of their standing.
We're going to
Yeah,
eat this person?
They'll probably taste sour.
Theon,
We'll see.
yeah, might not be much meat on him, depending on how skinny he is.
Some meat you just don't
Um,
touch.
Yeah.
Well, nobody,
Theon has
nobody said he was thin, so
true. It was just a theory. Theon has some thoughts on that, which I'm not going to share. But she needs to find him. Like she's determined to go after him. So that is
this needs to
specifically
come
what
out
her
in
path is gonna
gameplay.
be.
ooh,
Yeah,
that's
she's
something
got
I'm
some
excited
concerns.
about.
She's got some concerns about what he might be. Yeah.
Okay.
We can have a talk about this. Theon.
Yeah. She doesn't
Keithan,
have a lot
yeah.
of specifics, but there's some general, there's some worry there, and a couple of ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. Could be
Um,
like a what's the word, red herring, or like a fake out.
Yeah.
But we'll
ooh,
see.
red herring.
Red herring. You used the word right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be red haired.
Well, speaking of Mr. B, also, I want to talk, also just, NPCs in general. Who's your favorite and why?
Tam.
Sam. Oh, I went
Okay,
Sam.
Tam's the one that is coming.
The
that
little
we-
boy.
that wants to
Yes.
come
Tam's
with
the
us.
little boy that's coming with y'all. Yeah.
Tam.
Yes.
Love him so much.
Why do you like
Love
Tam so
Sam.
much? He's just a kid.
I don't know. I think I appreciate that I always admire somebody who has a dream and a goal, and he's clearly been working up to this idea of going to wizard school. You're a wizard, Tam. So like I really appreciate that, and that even in the face of something really horrible happening to him, he's rallying and wants to still keep on keeping on and
Right.
still pursue his, instead of just completely shutting down. Like when Fionn went to talk to him, she was expecting somebody who was completely had completely shut down, and he was obviously traumatized, but had a really interesting kind of resilience under the surface, and just seems like a sweet kid. Just seems like a good-hearted person. I just really liked him, and Fionn did too.
Chris?
Any other NPCs that you liked? Teeb says that they really like the barkeep, the gruffy old barkeep.
A man, a few words, and a bit of gruff, but shows emotions and cares for his kids. Or Sister Bethel for Gnarl. Yeah, for obvious
Come on
reasons.
now.
It wasn't that good. I mean,
What was the roll? A 5?
it was like a 5 or a 6 for Gnarl and Sister
Yeah.
Bethel. It was just
Yeah,
mediocre.
it was almost. I want to say it was aggressively average. The experience they had together.
Yeah.
I forgot there was a.
It
roll
was
for
decent.
that.
Oh, decent. That's always what you want to go away from an encounter like that.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah. Alright.
Better than nothing.
Keithan doesn't really have any favorite NPCs. Yeah, they're kind of just town people. And
Oh,
bring them
I was
up
thinking
with the grandma,
personally.
but- Oh yeah, personally.
Well,
Yeah,
either you can
yeah.
answer either way.
Ah.
That gives me more time to write
Uh,
things down.
I'll give you both answers. As far as character wise, I mean, Sam was cute. I was definitely interested on how you were DM were going to play them, especially after what they went through. But yeah, I don't know. The NPCs. Honestly, I think it was Grandma. Grandma sold it for me. Grandma Otha, I think, was my favorite.
Mhm.
Awesome.
The voice.
But
The voice
'cause,
too.
all the others, they just kind of stand there. But for me, like Grandma Otha stood out, not necessarily just because she was, in a sense, like the evil, but like the man behind the curtain situation, but also just like her dynamics in general. I think it was all about Grandma.
She was
that
a
makes
tough
me
cookie. Like it
happy.
took a lot to intimidate her. Like she was
Mhm.
not
Oh, yeah.
initially intimidated by us. Like she didn't.
Yeah, she was.
She
3
didn't
out
have-
of the
she
4 of
had
us
her-
were
she
covered in blood.
She had made her choices.
Ethan
and
was
she
not covered in blood. I was, you know.
I said 3 out of
one.
4.
Oh, okay.
3 out of the 4.
Yeah, yeah. She was just going to explain her choices. Like she wasn't backing down from these freaky strangers until Gnarl punched her, and then Fionn scared the crap out of her.
Well, I mean, which
we
might
got to her
imply,
eventually, but
like kind of an experience that she's had in life, maybe. That just a bunch of strangers covered in blood isn't intimidating to her. Maybe, you know, maybe not necessarily in this village, but, you know, it's entirely possible with the nature of what she does. It's entirely possible that people have tried to intimidate her out of somewhere many times before.
yeah, I could see that.
I loved Sam.
Yay.
Tara loved Sam. Just because of, like, I don't know, I think I just love the way that you played him. That he was, like, super into Sister Bethel, and you could tell by the way he was responding to us about her, like, oh, she's like a palm reader and she's really good and really nice, and like I love the way that, and like he also just like when he was taking us to the houses, and then like I went, oh Sam, why don't you introduce us to Sister Bethel? I think Gnarl wants their palm read, and he was just instantly defeated, and I was like, oh. And then the fact that you just played him so well, and then Gnarl was like, yeah, I'll take a top off on my drink, and it was just a splash. Like, ugh. I just love that. Like, he was like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old boy with a huge crush on this very pretty elf lady, and then got instantly cock-blocked by newcomers. And I was like, oh, I feel this on a personal level, but I'm real sorry, kid. No.
Sorry, bud, but also, we don't know exactly what the age difference is here, so this might be for your own good, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
It was the perfect moment.
it was so just the beautiful.
I might have even said like, "Oh, buddy."
Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. It was just beautiful how you played Sam. I loved it. That's Tara's favorite. Zenril is with Keithan. They're just town people. I have no connection to any of these folks. I could give 2 shits about most of them. The only person I care about right now is it. Well, and then maybe my party members a little bit down the road, but currently you guys are still strangers. I don't know you.
Yeah. It's always interesting to start a group dynamic and like figure out how to even what even might hold us together, and like what even might be, you know, our first impressions of each other, and like how are we eventually going to bond, you know? You just never know going in.
Yeah, like you said, like the how do we stay together? Currently, we all came into town for this one specific reason. Now, what is going to keep us together? And currently, it's Tam, because we all agreed towards the end of the episode that we would escort Tam to wizard school.
To Bestenholt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then Fionn has got to go after the salesman. So we're gonna. That's gonna be the conversation.
What direction
we haven't talked about yet.
Next.
We haven't. Because of some technical difficulties, it has not yet been revealed to the audience where Mr. B has gone.
Right.
Even though we.
Nope.
Yeah, that's just gonna have to be a conversation that we're gonna have. Like, do we care about each other? Are we going somewhere together? What are we gonna do next? Like, we as players know we kind of have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But make it fit into character, you know.
Yeah.
Be true to our characters.
I think for me, I had the most fun playing, or I had the most fun playing Sam, Like, just having him just be this... He was very much, I don't know, like, a blend of fucking, like, Stranger Things characters, maybe. Just, like, how awkwardly they play their teenage characters, which was kind of how I got that teen awkwardness. Where he's just, like, a guy with a crush. But, like, what ended up surprising me most when I was playing these characters was Maynard, the innkeeper.
The barkeep.
Yeah, the barkeep. Yes, I did know he was, of course I knew the main beats of what was going to happen in the story, but, I didn't realize, until, after Laura died, that he was the type of person that was just kind of struggling with these people that have done an objectively good thing for the village, but also at the cost of his daughter.
Yeah.
And
we didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't, but that was the thing, right?
Yeah.
He had this, overwhelming anger that his daughter was dead and you guys fucking murdered her, but he also was logical enough to know that you guys didn't know. And if you had, maybe you'd done something different.
Exactly. I was just going to say that, like, if we would have maybe gone and seen Grandma earlier in the day and talked to her, would we have known? Would we have figured out that Laura had went and scratched herself on this really gross idol that triggered some icky emotions from some of our characters? Like, would we have known, and could we have done something different to, like, help her? Like, she had become a shapeshifter. Did she know in her brain that she had become a shapeshifter? Could potentially have someone come out and teach her how to control it and maybe use this for good? Like, could she have gone out and become, like, the town's hunter? Because Grandmother Otha was like, she's the only one that has potential in this shitty little town. There's a lot of directions we could have gone with. And instead, we were like, maybe we'll go see Grandmother Otha in the morning. And then we murdered Laura and then beat the shit out of Grandmother Otha in the middle of the night. Oops.
Right. Right.
There's that accent.
I know. The number of times I said right was, once I was watching it, I was like, wow, Fionn says that a lot.
Do you want me to keep a tally when I edit the next episode? Tally
No. like a stats, roll stats or something. Yeah, Maynard, was that the name of the tavern keeper, the barkeep? Yeah. This was a fucking rough situation for him, because I realized as a player, and then kind of had Fionn realize he doesn't actually know what we know. He doesn't actually know what happened, why his daughter turned into this. All he knows is that there was a tiger, we killed it, and it reverted form back to his daughter, who was now dead, and then we're gonna be like, bye. So I wanted at least to have a little moment
about Mr. B was at
I did,
yeah.
I think, I'm not sure if we did as a group. I know that I definitely said it as well when Fionn went to see him at the very end of the episode, but it was he's gone through some shit tonight. Jeez.
Yeah.
What an awful series of events. And I don't know if we could have prevented it. That's really interesting. Would we have asked the right questions at Grandmother Otha's? Would we have noticed the right things? I'm sure we would have noticed the idol. Probably we would have. It seemed pretty prominent, but
yes.
Yeah.
What else would we have put together? Who knows?
If you want me to reveal the way I wrote, the other ways it could have gone, is one of the things is after once the tiger got down to, or how I wrote it is, once the tiger got down to 10 hit points, it would have tried to run, but unfortunately it was grappled the entire time.
Yeah, and we did some damage.
Yeah. You guys did some real damage.
Yeah.
Additionally,
so there could have been more
deaths,
more
potentially.
Fighting, or more rounds or more deaths.
The first episode could have been a lot longer. You guys honestly finished it in the most efficient way possible.
It was attacking a town member. What do you want us to do?
No, I know. I'm just saying. I don't blame you guys.
We had no idea it was Laura, or maybe we would have stopped. Just did some unlethal damage and knocked it unconscious or something.
Right.
But that was
which now they think about it, that could have been another idea.
Yeah, it was like Gnarl had it in a chokehold or something like that.
Mhm.
Maybe just made the tiger pass out, see if it was
Like a
just reverted back
jujitsu.
into
Go to sleep.
Yeah,
Go to sleep.
their individual self.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Good point.
But
good point. I didn't. Yeah.
Well-
Like, sort of, like, I turned into a tiger as well, and then it was like, guess I'm gonna kill this other tiger because
It's
Because
a tiger
I loved
fight.
it.
yeah.
Which now you can do whenever you want. Seeing a tiger.
No, because I've seen a tiger.
Wild
Don't
shapes.
think I'm not super happy about that.
Wild shapes.
Otherwise, it's just gonna be a lot of like weasels and badgers and things.
And a horse.
And a
So-
horse. I could do a horse. Any farm animal.
So speaking of like kind of the experiences we've had in this game, it was probably the best one-off campaign episode I've ever written. So it's going to be very difficult for me to follow that up. But so somehow I managed to create a session that had a blend of mystery, exposition, and a lot of role play. What parts of that did you guys enjoy most?
Yeah, it was
Trying to
definitely
piece
like a
things together was fun.
Like a genre blend. Yeah, I loved that there was mystery for us to solve and like to have to go track down these different potential people that were involved and then like scope out their homes and like try to find
We were
clues.
investigators.
I
Yeah, it was
love that
great.
shit. Yeah. Love that
Yeah.
shit. Like the mystery solving was just like, mwah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm a big fan of that. A lot of roles, a lot of investigation.
Personally, I really liked watching and kind of like watching you guys experience the mystery and seeing how your guys' mind worked to try and figure out what exactly is going on, and how, again, I'm a big fan of playing characters. Like, I'm trying to normally I like to stick to one character, that's why I like being a player, but I'm kind of like taking the approach as a DM to take my time to create a whole bunch of characters for you to interact with, because that's a way for me to do what I enjoy most. So like having your characters interact with all of these characters that I came up with, all these different people that I came up with, was really fun for me. That was so much fun. So I guess exposition and roleplay, like I liked seeing how you guys reacted to the things I told you in conversations.
Yeah.
Satisfying.
Teep says all of it.
All of it.
Thanks, Teebs.
Yeah, the RPing, like, just get, like, the character stuff, getting to know these other characters, like, seeing little glimpses into their reactions, like, how Keithan is reacting to things versus, like, the dynamic between Gnarl and Zenral. Like, I do also love all that RP, like, neat. And, like, not, everybody has a different style of playing D&D, and not every game, not every set of players, and not every DM is into that. So it's awesome to have a group where I feel like we have the same approach, and like we're kind of on the same page as far as like how we're going to interact and like what kinds of things we're going to be excited about together.
Yep, making things fun.
Yeah.
At this rate, I think all of us together would make a great PI team.
Yes.
Come up with a PI name. Like, I'm totally up for this.
Maybe that's what we should do. Instead of being like some sort of like adventuring, it's a PI group solving crimes and mysteries throughout everywhere. Like,
If that is what you guys want to do, I mean, I guess I can.
no, we're not gonna throw your storyline out of the way.
We can go and kill things. We're just
Yeah,
large
definitely.
investigating team. We're
Yeah,
paying attention to those scratches and dust marks, okay?
Yeah.
Fingerprints.
we want to look at people's ledgers and connect the dots between all the ledgers. We want to match handwriting.
You want a big wall with yarn and pictures.
Yeah. the conspiracy wall.
I
But the thing is, like, you could just make up all of these things randomly, and then we would be like desperately trying to put it all together. But you've just like you could fuck with us
I watched
that way.
like in the past month I watched this clip from Critical Role that was just like they walked into a room where a torture obviously happened, and there was just this chair in the middle of the room, and they're just trying to piece together what happened to this chair, what is so important about this chair, and
Chairgate.
poor Matt.
Chairgate.
Yeah. And poor Matt,
Chairgate.
it's just like, it's a chair, you guys.
And they're like,
Yeah.
but where is it positioned? What's in front of the? Oh my god, Chairgate was so funny.
What's it made out of?
Yeah. Teep says it could be a part of our party name,
Ooh, yes.
the PI.
Yeah, you guys could be
Detective
an investigation
agency.
seat. Yeah.
Or the
Investigation team.
investigators, something.
Need some solving? Call
Yeah.
us. We're not throwing your whole story plot line out the window, though. Halo,
Dude,
don't think that we're.
I only have very, very specific big beats planned, so the day-to-day is something I am still working on developing, so...
I feel like that's how most DMs go and write, is like big plot points that you eventually want to get to, but along the way you kind of have to like go with the flow because you don't know what crazy shit we're gonna do, like go beat up a grandmother in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you know, just intimidate old people, like that's...
Yeah.
I unless we get any different questions in the chat, I do have one left for you guys since we've been at it for about an hour and a half.
I don't see any in here. One person, Cubist Octopus, went and made a comment about how much it seems like we're really getting into our characters and NPCs, and it sounds like we're having fun role playing.
Yes, we are having a lot of fun, and you should watch our future streams so you can watch us get even more into our characters. It's great, I promise. We're having so much fun.
Yeah, there's lots of good
rank
stuff.
like tigers and punching. I don't have no drink.
But
I know, me neither. I got a little bit. Right?
Oops. I shouldn't be doing
Last question then
is what do you think?
Unless Teebs has a question that they want to send us that maybe they've thought of.
That Wrangling Tigers and Punching Grandma is a great episode title, by the way.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Wrangling Tigers and Punching Grandma.
Off to a great start.
What? Well, I guess this is a two-part question. That I'm going to say now that I have thought about it as I'm about to read it out loud. But initially, the question was, what do you think is going to happen in the future versus what do you want to happen in the future? What do you want to see in the future? You guys are my players. I would like to make the game in a way that you would like to play it. So
that's a big question for only being one session in.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Very on the spot question.
I guess like the only thing I can really think of, who is Mr. B?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know currently. Like I don't really have a direction that I want Zenrol to go. I mean, obviously I want Gnarl to be happy forever and prosperous and to not be in trouble. I'm looking at you, Teebs. But like, I guess like my only current question is, who is this Mr. B and why is he creating chaos? That's all I got. Oh, and I guess I want Tam to go to wizard school. Tara personally wants Tam to go to wizard school. Zenrol's curious about Mr. B.
Yeah. I'm expecting that the deities in this world are going to be important. Also, just I know that like Halo, that we had talked about the different deities, and that's like something that you had established, the pantheon. So my expectation is that they will come into play in whatever possibly creative ways. But my expectation is that it might kind of center around the pantheon in some way. As for what I want, I mean, pretty much just like space to role play and like some stuff to kill. Like a blend is good. Like
Oh,
this
ugh.
you know, obviously this episode had
Sorry.
everything, which I don't expect. What's that?
I just wanted to say, sorry. I had planned for the rest of this campaign to be a pacifist route, so no killing. Sorry.
Oh, well then I think Zenral and Gnarl ouch. We'll see you guys in the next city.
To be fair, Fionn is still in. Like that's
Oh,
fine.
okay, good.
We don't
good.
actually have to kill anything.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to know that.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously this one episode encapsulated everything at once, which was an admirable feat. But yeah, just like bits and pieces of variety is like kind of I just enjoy. There's so much about this game that I enjoy. You know, like there's always something good to chew on in D&D. Whether you're super intense about combat or you're super intense about world building or like whatever it is that you're into, there's just good stuff. So yeah, I'm down.
As far as like just an individual player, I love just having fun. Like that's really from like D&D. That's my main goal. Like always, I'm like I just want to have a good time. I want to have some laughs. I want like ridiculous moments and just like fun moments. Like why not live out your fantasy world self? For Keithan and such, like I'm really excited to have more interactions with deities for themselves personally and seeing like how that's gonna come into play. But yeah, I'm super curious on like they want to get down to business on this Mr. B situation.
Cool.
So that's probably like for Keithan, like their main goal is like they want to see these more interactions with the deities and like the role that they play, and then find out this Mr. B person and deal with that. It's like their main goal right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty clear carrot on a pretty clear stick.
Yeah.
So we gotta go. We gotta go after that.
No, you could just leave him to his devices and let whatever happen. You know, it would be fine.
And
what could possibly happen?
The world will crumble around us.
Watch the world burn.
It just is such a fun game, and like the great thing is that we can create our own shenanigans and create our own, like, you know, we can sort of follow our own whims a little bit and create our own funny moments. And I love the ability to do that and collaborate with other people on like silly situations and sort of following our hearts. I don't know. It's cool to be creative collaboratively.
I love that. I feel like that is the best way I prosper is collaborating with like creativity or create whatever. Because I'm a great brainstormer, great at bouncing ideas off people, but by myself I suck. So like D&D is a beautiful combination of all that.
Yeah.
Especially when you have like good mixing of personalities and like get along with your people and your DM. Like it sound like fun.
Yeah. Teep says that they want the best for Tam so much. And then the next one is, I'm excited to learn who everyone is and how exactly our paths are going to intertwine.
Yeah.
Same. Honestly.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. There's surprises for you too, galore.
I do want to say I am so happy that you guys enjoyed our first session. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna top it or even come close to it in the future, but I'm gonna try my hardest.
No expectation of that. No.
The first session was very well rounded with everything. So to have that for every every episode session would definitely be a challenge. But
and not all episodes are gonna.
Yeah. No, there's gonna be like the shopping episode where we all just end up like buying shit. You know, like there's gonna be whatever. There's gonna be
that's fun for us.
Whatever there is. I know. So like
I mean,
but it was a really cool. It was a cool way to start the campaign, though, to have like a combo plate, and then we can like, you know, we'll take it from there into whatever directions like Halo takes it in whatever directions we take it. But like, no expectation there, Halo. Like, no, it was just a really cool way to start it off because it was a great environment to get to know the characters and to have some fun.
I'm
brothels.
Sorry.
Yep, why not?
Yep. Teep says brothels. I mean.
That's like a shopping. That's part of a shopping episode.
Yeah,
party.
Gnarl's just gonna go. So you guys just shopping? Cause I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I got it. I just got it. I got business.
I'm shopping for some other things.
Yeah. I
Zenral's just gonna look at Gnarl and go, here's some cash. Please be back soon. Don't get into trouble.
So supportive. You're such a supportive sibling.
I love my sibling very much.
I will say.
I wish you could read our backstory.
Eventually.
I'm not gonna send it to you though.
No, but we're gonna figure it all out eventually.
I do want to say something I'm excited to see is something I call buddy cop episodes. And what those are is they happen commonly-ish in roleplay. It's basically when one or two other characters go off and do their own thing while the rest of the party is doing something else. So I am super excited for, and the reason why I love buddy cop episodes is because it's just a huge relationship builder for two players, or two or three. It's usually buddy cop episodes, buddies. So just, and typically they're with characters that aren't always paired together. So that is something I'm very excited for in the future. Just, think about how your characters would interact together individually by yourselves.
Yeah, any chance to like one-on-one, two characters together to really have some bonding time is always fascinating.
Oh my god, Keithan. Z and Keithan.
Z and Keithan, buddy cops.
We're gonna get into so much trouble. We're gonna think it's so weird.
So, do you guys have any more questions? Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Anybody in chat have any questions? See that Moonrose is still hanging out with us. Teebs, you have anything? We'll give him a couple minutes. There's a lag between us and stream.
Well, while
oh god,
Zethan!
There's already Zethan is already a promotion.
Oh no, there's a ship name.
I love it. Zethan Bro TV.
Bro TV?
I love it.
Teep says they're good. We all had solid questions. Does Moonrose have any questions? Because I'm pretty sure Moonrose was actually watching our stream.
Moonrose is one of our players.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Moonrose is keeping.
Oh, I'm an asshole.
You're not an asshole.
I wasn't gonna tell you. I was just gonna see what happened.
Yeah.
I'm a shithead. We're gonna go with that.
Okay. Whoa there.
But
no.
I'm a shithead.
Too far.
Well then, I guess we're done.
Yeah, it is getting kind of late. I want to eat dinner. I'm hungry.
It's late for me.
Yeah, it's late for you. You're 3 hours ahead of us. Fuck.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So, everybody that listened and watched, thank you so much for listening and watching. Our next episode was initially planned to air on Sunday, but unfortunately, due to me being a dumbass and not knowing how to record things, messed it up. So we will not be airing next Sunday. In fact, we are going to pick up where we're going to keep to our original schedule. So our next episode will be up on November 22nd. We will be sure to give ample reminders for y'all so you can be there to watch episode number 2 once we re-record it.
It
also,
happens.
I'm gonna have to set up like a swear jar or something. Every time somebody like bashes themselves, like you're gonna have to put like you're gonna have to Venmo like $3 for the swear jar.
Self-burn swear jar.
Serious self-deprecation just happening here, and you are both way too cool for that.
Thank you.
I just think you are both the bee's knees. So.
Oh, thanks. I'm a potato. I don't know what.
I'm just a happy potato.
Everybody likes potatoes.
That's true.
Potatoes are great. Starches are good. I love carbs.
You can prepare them like any way, and potatoes are great.
Yeah.
But Please follow us on social
no.
media. Follow us
These
on
are the
social
conversations
media.
we just end up having ourselves.
Yeah.
This is what we do behind the
Yep.
scenes, everybody. This is it.
Yeah.
We always
Sorry,
end up
Haley.
starting
What we
so
do.
late. Every
Yep.
time, so
Yeah,
late.
we're doing this.
It happens. We'll get it eventually.
Follow us on social media at Gentledice on Twitter, and I believe it's Ladies and Gentledice everywhere else. I will after the stream is, or after we're done here, I will put up like a little thing with our socials on it. It's gonna say that we're gonna start in a minute because I forgot to set up. Actually, no, never mind. Our socials will be up at the end of this stream. And, you guys have a great night. Everybody have a great night. Right?
For joining us.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody, for
Thanks,
joining us.
guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for
Everyone.
joining us. We will,
And
also, after the next episode airs, we will probably be doing another cocktail hour after that, too.
Why
Yeah.
not? It's
Cocktail
fun.
hour.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Cocktail hour.
Excuse to hang out and drink and talk D&D.
Awesome.
I
So,
love that. Should do that more often. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
well, yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. Good night.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.